Hey guys, I just wanted to keep things kind of simple today, but I'll get to that in one moment. On why. Today, on Tofer's Take. So I was thinking about what I wanted to say or, do today in this podcast. And, World Goth Week was earlier this week, and I'm like, I kind of did something about that already, but Memorial Day is tomorrow here in the States, where we remember the veterans that have gone before us, and I don't want to quite get to that yet, but I think I'm going to. You see, because World Goth Day, is marks the 3-year anniversary of my grandfather passing away, and he was my last remaining grandparent. And with Memorial Day being tomorrow, I just felt like it'd be nice to, talk about him a little. And he did serve our country, This is one of his dog tags, and this is one of the bullets that was in the 21, gun salute at his funeral. He did serve our country. And he went in and he was a chaplain, and served the church, from the time he was in the military to right before he died, like right before he went into the nursing home. And even then, when he was in the nursing home, he still tried to get a Bible study going, and he is one of the few men that I know, the only one that jumps in my mind, offhand, that had a library, And I'm honored that I got to get a couple of books from his library before he passed. And just thinking back, he spent about 60, 70 years, as a pastor, as a minister, or a chaplain, or however you want to, And his sister, was a missionary for a while. I remember I almost never met him, because before I was born, he had like quadruple bypass surgery, or triple bypass surgery, and the doctors gave him 6 months, and I was due to be born in about 6 months. And he is one of the many people that I'm glad that I met, And, heart disease, kind of ran in his family. His brother had a heart attack, his dad did. He had one, and one of my uncles made a joke about the case heart. And that's kind of what I want to get into today, is the case, which was his last name, Hart. You see, because all 4 of his kids are active and involved in his church. Almost all of his grandkids are involved in church. 2 of them actually went to Bible college. And we're Sunday school teachers. We've been on mission trips. And it points back to the legacy that he gave. That the example he gave us. What it means to live a life of faith. And I am grateful for that. And I don't know if the light's going to work here, but, I even have one of his ties. I am grateful for the memories and the things that he's left behind. And I think I'm just going to share two of my favorite memories of him. One was, well, okay, three, but one was when I was a kid, and he did things to help his congregation, like, cut the grass. I go with him one day to cut some grass, and the lady gives me a couple of bucks, and he gives me a couple of bucks. And I told him, look, about that. I'm like, look, the lady already gave me some money. He's like, I know, but I was going to give you that money anyway. And I did what any boy my age would do with that toy at that time. I went and bought a G.I. Joe action figure. The other memory happens when I was a bit older. I was teaching Sunday school, and he volunteered at they call it the HAB Center, but it's like a halfway house for mentally challenged people. And he'd go in and, he didn't really sing or dance or anything, but he'd go in and give a lesson, like a Bible study, or a mini sermon. And I was visiting him, and he asked me if I could, do the lesson that week. And I had brought some, he asked me in advance, and I had brought some, Christian comic books with me, and talked about how, we all need a hero. And Christ, is our superhero. And, I was just honored, just to be able to, help him out like that, to fill in, if you will. And my third memory is he always had a story. I don't know where he got some of these, but there were actual, stories, like parables, if you will. And I think somewhere we have them written down, or, recorded, audio on a tape, audibly. But I just remember, he was a great guy. He was funny, he got up and did the jitterbug at my graduation party when I graduated high school. And he always wanted to be, part of his grandkids' life. Even his great-grandkids, have that mark, that legacy. And he is one of the few people that I look up to, and I honestly strive, to be like. So when it comes to the Case Heart, I think it's going strong. I think it's going very strong because of the legacy that my grandpa has left. May we all leave such a legacy in those that we love and who are loved by us. That's all I got for you guys today. Peace.